faculty present.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, it is my pleasure to be with you, sir, and thank you for accepting our invitation, sir.
Yeah,
And,
no problem. Most welcome.
So now the session is started, sir. You can start sharing your screen, sir.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Dear students, my colleagues, and we have some colleagues from IDP Cell Gadwasu also. Let me tell you, we are blessed to have with us today Mr. Sandeep Ahirao sir. Students, you will be glad to know that sir is a BFSC graduate, which is going to motivate you a lot. BFSC graduate from College of Fisheries, Ratnagiri. Okay. Then he did his masters in marine sciences, if I'm not wrong, from
mariculture.
Mariculture from CMFRI, one of the prestigious esteemed institute of the country. And sir is a great source of inspiration and icon for many of the fisheries graduates of the country. When we have to give introduction of a successful fisheries graduate, as personally I had been citing sir's example. Let me tell you, sir is at presently senior vice president of Grovel Feeds Private Limited. Actually, it's a big group. Grovel is a big group. They are into shrimp feed, they are into pangas feed, they are into trout feed, and they are into manufacturing of some aqua products also. And I have personally visited the farm. Sir has invited me once during the inauguration, and it's a wonderful. One more thing, the most specialty, what I want to highlight, that sir is the man who might have introduced innumerable companies in India. Sir has worked with Lalaments, sir had worked with Sanzymes, and there is a long list. So sir is a big source of inspiration for you. That is why especially I requested sir, and I am highly thankful and grateful that on a single my request, sir said, okay, I'll be addressing your students. And he has been always kind to me. Whether I have some other requirements, sir never turned down, because being my senior, being and fisheries graduate, he has a soft corner for fisheries graduates also. So, sir, I welcome you to this program. It is our pleasure to have you in today's session, and I hope that students are going to be blessed with your today's lecture, and at the end of the session, we'll be interacting. I have my colleague, Dr. Naveen Kumar Biti, sir. He's from College of Fisheries, Mangalore. Naveen, I welcome you to this session. And your speaker is mute. You can unmute and talk to Sandeep, sir. So, sir, after Naveen's interaction, your session is open to start. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for the nice introduction.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Oh, fine, sir. From your side, sir?
Yeah, fine. Thank you.
So, how is the industry now? Is it okay after Corona?
Well, it is like this. If you ask about aqua feed sector, fish feed sector is doing extremely well. It is a galloping growth. जो बोलते हैं ना हिंदी में दिन दूना रात चौगुना बढ़ रहा है.
Okay.
Fish culture and fish feed industry as such.
Okay, sir.
Now coming to shrimp culture sector, it is in bit of a trouble for last 2 years because of various problems. I'll come to that during my presentation. So that is the status.
Okay, thank you. So you can start your presentation now, please.
Okay. Right. Thank you. So 1 second. Share the screen.
All students, please send your attendance to chat box.
Sir, you can share the screen.
Yeah, you can see the screen now?
Yes, sir, we can see the screen.
Okay. Right. Yes. So now, well, so thanks, Dr. Prabhajit and his colleagues for inviting me for this, for sharing my views and my knowledge with you people. I'm always very happy to interact with students because you are the future. So it's very important, you get the right inspiration. And I think they're from the different batches, right? Second year, third year. So mix.
Yes, sir.
So
They're
because
from second, third, and final year. We don't have a first year yet.
okay,
Second,
okay,
third, and some
okay,
PG and PhD students also. I think they might.
okay. So you're lucky to you have taken fisheries as your subject for graduation. There is a vast scope in the fisheries sector, and many people they get dejected even before joining or even before joining the job. अरे क्या रखा है fisheries में पता नहीं क्या होगा नहीं होगा. So there's nothing to get worried. The sky is the limit. If you are working sincerely, definitely you can do extremely well in the fisheries sector. That much I can tell you with my own experience. For the last 33 years after graduation, I've been working in this sector and feel very blessed. Now, so as introduced by Dr. Prabhajit, my name is Sandeep Ahir Rao. I belong to Maharashtra. My native place is in Jalgaon district of Maharashtra. And I did my Bachelor of Fisheries Science from College of Fisheries, Ratnagiri. So I think two of my juniors are working there as assistant professors, Dr. Sachin Khairnar and Dr. Vijay Reddy. So we belong to the first batch of Fisheries College, Ratnagiri. So in 84 I passed out BFSC. That comes under the Konkan Krishi Vidyapit. That time it is called Konkan Agriculture University. Now it's called Baba Saheb Sawant Konkan Krishi Vidyapit. Then I went to CMFRI Cochin for MSc Mariculture. That was a FAO UNDP program, Center of Excellence in Mariculture. So the degree was awarded by Cochin University of Science and Technology, and Dr. Silas was our director. So we had very good exposure. Different faculty from all over the world used to come since it was a FAO UNDP sponsored program. Now, anyway, that program has been merged with CIFE Mumbai. Now it is redesignated as MFSC instead of MSc Mariculture. So, in fact, we are very proud to have many of the alumnus of CMFRI Mariculture program. They are holding very top positions in the country. Like Dr. J.K. Jana is the Deputy Director General Fisheries. Then most of the directors of ICR Fisheries Institutes were directors, like your NBFGR Lucknow, you have Dr. Kuldeep Singh, and then CIFA, you had Dr. Jaishankar. Then CIBA Chennai, you have Dr. Vijayan, and then in CMFRI Cochin, you have Dr. Gopalakrishnan. So it's a long list, and Dr. Praveen Putran, of course, he's not from mariculture, he's different. But so then last 33 years, I've been working in various Indian as well as multinational companies. First 10 years of my career, I was into shrimp farming. I started my career as a farm technician in the remote area of West Bengal in the Sundarban jungles with a 1500 rupees salary in Unilever group. And then 5 years I worked there. We had expanded. When I joined, it was just a 4-hectare shrimp farm. And we expanded to 70 hectares by the time I resigned in 91. And Unilever, that time it is called Hindustan Liver. We are the first company in India to do scientific shrimp farming, tiger prawn those days. And we are the first company to import President feed from Taiwan, aerators from Taiwan. And it was like a showpiece from all the MPEDA deputy directors used to come and stay there for 3 days, 4 days for training program. So that was the beginning of the blue revolution in India, way back in 87, I'm telling. Then I came to Andhra Pradesh in 91. I joined TWL, Thapar Water Base Limited. I joined as assistant farm manager. Then after that, then after 10 years of experience in farm, I shifted to sales and marketing of aquaculture inputs. You are able to hear me clearly, no, Dr. Prabhajit? Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Very clear. It's crystal
Okay, okay, fine. So after 10 years of hands-on experience into shrimp farming, then I moved to sales and marketing of aquaculture inputs. I worked for different aqua input companies, probiotics, like Biostat, Wokhard, and then Novozymes USA. And then in between 4 years, I was in Indonesia, taking care of the business for Novozymes as well as Inve. And then I worked for, just before joining Growell 7 years ago, I worked for a Canadian company called Lallemand. The Lallemand is a more than 100-year-old company. They are world leaders in the yeast and yeast derivatives. You know, yeast se kya banta hai? You get beta-glucan, you get mannan oligosaccharides, you get nucleotides. These are all the yeast fractions used in manufacture of different aqua feeds as well as human pharmaceuticals. Beta-glucan it's used for boosting the immunity of the different animals. Nucleotides, it is the attractant in the feeds, like that, so on and so forth. So this Lallemand is a world famous company. The global headquarters is in Canada, and this Lallemand Animal Nutrition is headquartered out of France. So they're doing good business in India and Asia overall. Well, so I also happen to be the founder general secretary of Society of Aquaculture Professionals. So I would encourage each one of you to become a member of Society of Aquaculture Professionals, SAP in short. You can search for the SAP website on Google. If you have any problem, you can contact me. So it will be very helpful for you. Every alternate year, SAP conducts a signature program called Aqua India. The last one was held in Cochin in February 2020, and it attracted more than 500 delegates from all over the world. Out of that, almost 100 people were from out of the country. Okay, so that is the introduction. Now I'll just move to the presentation, and then later we can have question and answer discussion. So my topic is about aquafeed sector status in India, and I'll be touching upon the career prospect for the fisheries graduates in India as well as abroad. So in this picture, you can see Growell Feeds Private Limited. The factory is 60 kilometers from Vijayawada in Andhra Pradesh. Here you can see our Unit 1 and Unit 2. They are the feed plants. It's one of the most premium feed companies in India. And we are the only aqua feed company exporting the feeds to 12 countries and having own R&D center in the factory premises. And now we also have a Growell processors just across the road for the feed plant, where we do the processing, and the frozen shrimp is exported to different countries in the world. So just to give you a brief idea, the shrimp and fish aquaculture production in India. Shrimp, till 2009, India was struggling only with one species for prawn culture, that is tiger prawn, Penaeus monodon. And then we never crossed more than 1 lakh tons production per annum. 80,000, 90,000, बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया तो 1 लाख टन. बस उसी में struggle करते रह गए. A lot of disease problems, because tiger prawn, you don't have, those days you didn't have SPF brooders, so you had to depend on the wild brooders. And it was found that in the later stages, in the end stages, most of the more than 50-60% of the wild brooders were infected with white spot virus and so many other viruses. So naturally, if the foundation itself is weak, how do you expect the building to be strong? So finally, after a lot of deliberation, unfortunately in our country, we delay, like most things, it was delayed. The entire Asian countries, okay, just to give you a perspective, 80% of global shrimp culture of the world is done in Asia. So that is the importance of Asian countries, India, Southeast Asian countries. And all the Southeast Asian countries, Thailand, Indonesia, Vietnam, Philippines, Malaysia, they were enjoying the fruits of Wanami for last 10 years. And we started deliberating 2005 onwards. वो कुछ फार्मर लोगों को किसी ने बहका दिया, बोले नहीं, हम वानामी को आने नहीं देंगे, हम पूरा जला डालेंगे, आत्महत्या कर लेंगे, क्या क्या कर लेंगे पता नहीं. तो उस चक्कर में 5 साल लेट हो गया. फिर ले दे के 2009 एंड में 2010 में एक्चुअली इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ वनामी. And after that, I'll tell you, there was a skyrocketing growth in the shrimp farming sector. Mind-boggling growth, mind-boggling prosperity, and the production shot from 1 lakh ton per year, the countrywide, to gradually it became 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 4 lakh. Finally, in 2019, we ended up producing 8 lakh tons of vanami per annum. So that was we became the topmost producer of vanami in the world. Because those days Thailand used to produce 7 lakh, 8 lakh tons. I mean, way back, I'm telling 5 years ago. Then because of the viral disease, they came down to 4th or 5th position. Even today, Thailand is, they have recovered a lot, but still they are producing hardly 3 to 4 lakh tons per annum. So that is the importance of Asia and India. तो हम लोगों को 5 साल लेट हो गया. So 2010 we introduced Vanami. Vanami is a native of Latin America, and the benefit with Vanami culture is, see, tiger, as you people know, I mean, Dr. Prabhjit knows, he also worked in the industry. We are fortunate to have him for our inaugural program in December 2010.
Yes, sir.
So he could participate. It was a grand function. So that was the beginning of Vanami revolution. The speciality of Vanami is you can do very high density cultures, unlike tiger prawn. So tiger prawn, you can hardly produce 2 to 3 tons per hectare per crop. Vanami, you can produce, those days very easily people are producing 2010. मतलब बस स्टॉक करो और फीड डालते रहो, 3-3.5 महीने के बाद हार्वेस्टिंग कर डालो. 10 टन, 12 टन, 15 टन पर हेक्टर पर क्रॉप निकालते थे प्रोडक्शन. दैट वाज द ब्यूटी. फिर धीरे धीरे क्या होता है, उसका जेनेटिक विगर कम हो गया. फिर हमारे फार्मर लोगों ने भी बहुत सारी गलतियां करी, और लॉट ऑफ ग्रीड, नो, आवर पीपल दे डोंट लिसन टू द साइंटिस्ट. तो वो करते करते जो गलतियां टाइगर में की, वो इसी में भी की. अभी जाके अभी पूरा मतलब बंटाधार हो गया अभी. अभी पता नहीं, इस साल ना विल बी, देयर विल बी डेफिनेटली शॉर्टफॉल, मिनिमम 15 to 20% ड्रॉप होगा प्रोडक्शन में. उस 2010 में गेटिंग 98-99% प्रोडक्शन बहुत आम बात थी. आज अभी फार्मर को 70% मिल गया तो बल्ले बल्ले, वो इतना कुछ हो जाता है. तो मतलब वही होता है और जो हुआ है. तो दैट इज द स्टोरी ऑफ वनामी वर्सेस टाइगर. अभी पूरा कंट्री में जहां भी जाओ वनामी कल्चर चल रहा है. प्रॉन कल्चर करना है मतलब वनामी. 97-98% सब जगह वनामी है. अभी लोग कुछ बोल रहे हैं कि नहीं, वो टाइगर को भी रिवाइव करेंगे, वो किसी ने एसपीएफ ब्रूडर्स भी लाए हैं, तो देखते हैं. बट जिसको वो वनामी का जो मजा चख लिया एक बार फार्मर ने, वो आसानी से दूसरे स्पीसीज में डाइवर्ट करना उसको मुश्किल है. Okay, now coming back to our subject. So 2019, the production was 7.5 lakh tons. That is 0.75 million metric ton. You can see here. And then fish production was 6.74 lakh tons in the year 2019. Fish means mainly it is our katla, rohu, major carps, and then pangasius. These are the major species. But देखिए, चाइना में you go, you have more than 60 candidate species for aquaculture. In India, we are struggling with 4 or 5 species. ले दे के. So we have to rapidly work towards introducing new candidate species. Only then we can have long-term sustainability. So in this map, you can see the major shrimp farming states of India. This is all most of the coastal states. So 90% of the shrimp farming happens on the east coast, 10% on the west coast. जो 10% है वेस्ट कोस्ट में, उसमें से 8% गुजरात में होता है. बचा कुचा 2% महाराष्ट्र, गोवा, कर्नाटका, केरला में होता है. ठीक है ना. तो one reason possibly is you have number of rivers on the east coast is more. You have so many rivers. And the West Bengal, you have Hooghly Matla system, that is a Ganga river is there, huge one. And then go Odisha, you have Mahanadi. And then Andhra Pradesh, you have Godavari, you have Krishna. तमिलनाडु में ज्यादा नहीं है, इसलिए तमिलनाडु का परसेंटेज भी कम है कल्चर का, और सक्सेस रेट भी बहुत कम है. So with more river runoff, you get more fertility, more nutrition, and the salinity is also bit low, which is good for the prawn culture, for the growth. Higher the salinity, your growth will be lesser, FCR will be higher. फार्मर को बेचारे कुछ फायदा नहीं मिलता, वो हाई सैलिनिटी में भी वही प्राइस है, लो सैलिनिटी प्रॉन को भी वही प्राइस है. हालांकि हाई सलाइन प्रॉन का टेस्ट अच्छा रहता है कंपेयर टू लो सलाइन, बट ठीक है, वी कैन नॉट हेल्प इट. So of course now the beauty is even the inland states have started Vanami culture for last 3-4 years. रोहतक हरियाणा, अबोहर पंजाब, और फिर आपका ये चूरू डिस्ट्रिक्ट ऑफ राजस्थान, बढ़िया कल्चर चल रहा है उधर, लिमिटेड वे में बट नॉट बैड. दे आर प्रोड्यूसिंग एनीथिंग फ्रॉम 500 to 700 tons per annum. It is growing further. Dr. Prabhjit knows very well. He had participated in a farmer meeting also. We are fortunate to have him as a guest lecturer, guest presentation for our Growell farmers meeting. I think
Sir, in Punjab in 2014 we only introduced, I was instrumental in introduction of Vanami in Punjab, sir.
Very good, very good. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
ये होना है ना, तो नहीं तो मुश्किल है फिर. You have to have growth in all sectors and those are all fallow lands, alkaline soils. उधर कुछ नहीं कर सकते, कोई फसल नहीं उगा सकते. So it's a blessing for them. So now we have, the country has to develop domestic market for the fishery product, whether it is fish or whether it is prawns. Otherwise, just you depend on exports. Currently, almost 97-98% we are depending on exports for all the prawn culture. So that is a big problem. So then very difficult, to get a sustainable pricing. Suddenly everybody harvests, तो price drop हो जाता है, तो farmer का बड़ा नुकसान हो जाता है उसमें. Farmer का नुकसान है तो बराबर बाकी सबको घसीट लेता है उसमें, वो डीलर को, मैन्युफैक्चरर को, चाहे फिर वो फीड मैन्युफैक्चरर हो, हैचरी वाला हो, सबको लपेट में ले लेता है वो.
Yes.
So in this slide you can see the feed plants. Yeah. Sorry. So this is the one. The second slide, you can see the shrimp feed plants. Where all? Most of the shrimp feed plants are naturally in Andhra Pradesh. There is one in Gujarat, then a few are in West Bengal, and of course in Chennai you have 3-4 because of the port. In this slide you can see which are the areas where the shrimp feed plants are based in Andhra Pradesh. So this is where we are, near Gudivada. Gudivada is 40 kilometers from Vijayawada. So I would like to welcome all the students from Ludhiana Fisheries College to visit our factory whenever you come on study tour. लेकिन पता नहीं, मैंने देखा है ये शायद सभी कॉलेजेस के साथ यही चक्कर है, वो ये स्टूडेंट्स का प्रॉब्लम है या आपके प्रोफेसर लोगों का प्रॉब्लम है, पता नहीं. वो आई थिंक दे प्रेफर गोइंग टू मेट्रो सिटीज, कलकत्ता, मुंबई, चेन्नई. एक्चुअल इधर जो 70% जो श्रिम्प फार्मिंग, फिश फार्मिंग होता है इंडिया में, आंध्र प्रदेश में, वहां कोई आता नहीं स्टूडेंट्स को लेके. सो इट्स अ लॉस फॉर द स्टूडेंट्स, आई वुड से. तो एनीवे, नाउ we'll go to the next slide. Stuck हो गया क्या? So these are the other feed mills in the India. You can see in Andhra Pradesh you have 18 shrimp feed plants and 16 fish feed mills. Okay, and then in Odisha you have 1 shrimp feed mill and 1 fish feed mill. West Bengal you have 2 fish feed mills and 3 combined mills. Chhattisgarh you have 1. उत्तर प्रदेश तो छोटे वाले फिश फीड मिल्स हैं. गुजरात में 2 है और महाराष्ट्र में 3 है छोटे वाले. कर्नाटका में भी 1 है. So the installed capacity is 2.8 million metric ton and 1.25 million metric ton is the total feed market size for shrimp feed, and 43.4 is the capacity utilization. I mean 43.4%. So totally 68 mills in India, and this is the total capacity, installed capacity, and it comes to average 50% capacity utilization. So in this slide, you can see photograph of our Grovel Innovation Center. That is our R&D center. So we are very proud to tell we are the only aquafeed company in India having R&D center, and that too within the factory premises. It's a very modern center with 80 fiberglass tanks, and we have this RAS facility. So you need to introduce innovative things. Now Latin America, I told you 80% of the cultured shrimp is produced in Asia. Balance 20% कहाँ से आता है? वो लैटिन अमेरिका से आता है. तो वहां पर एक्सट्रूडेड फीड बड़ा पॉपुलर है. इंडिया में या पूरे एशिया में पेलेटेड फीड चलता है. But actually, scientifically speaking, extruded feed is more beneficial for the animal, whether it is fish or whether it is shrimp. So what are the benefits? You can see in this slide. You get 24% higher survival. Sorry, this is about functional feed. So this is another innovation. Now, like our company has launched functional feed called Nutriva F15. We tied up with an American company called Menon Renewables. So they have a patented molecule called Mr. Feed. You can search on Google. So that will improve the immunostimulant capacity, the immunity of the animal against diseases. So with this functional feed, you get 24% extra survival. You can see in this graph compared to normal pelleted feed. And then we have average daily growth also shooting up by 30% because of functional feeds. You can see in this slide. And they have done number of scientific trials also. So in this slide, you can see it's giving 21% lesser FCR. As you know, feed forms almost 65 to 70% of the working capital in the shrimp farming. So if you can save 21% feed by using functional feed, it is wonderful. हाँ, इसका रेट थोड़ा ज्यादा रहता है 25-30%. लेकिन see, what is important is you are not just saving your FCR. The more feed you give, more wastage and more spoilage of pond bottom, more invitation for diseases in the future. वो भी देखना है. So we need to continuously innovate in any sector, whether it is aquaculture or dairy or poultry or anything. So what are the possible technology changes? So one is the usage of artificial intelligence. So this is here it is advanced intelligent sensor based automatic feeders. जैसे पुराने जमाने का सेल फोन ले लो नोकिया और अभी का तो आप स्मार्टफोन ले लीजिए एप्पल हो या सैमसंग हो, वो फर्क है इसमें. तो पुराने जमाने में तो सब हाथ से फीडिंग करते थे मैन्युअली. अभी फिर ऑटो फीडर्स आ गए. नाउ यू हैव स्मार्ट ऑटो फीडर्स. मींस द shrimp will make certain noise with the mandibles when they're eating or when they're hungry. So this smart auto feeder, it has sensors. It will be immersed into the pond bottom, and it will sense the noise from the animal and accordingly decide how much feed to release or not to release. So that is smart auto feeder. It uses advanced acoustic technology to measure feeding and control feeding to reduce wastage. So it can be controlled by smartphones. घर बैठे ओनर उसमें यूज कर सकता है, कंट्रोल कर सकता है. And second is aeration and water quality control. And because of this, you get a better crop success rate. Okay. This we already covered. This is another view of our feed plant. So in this slide, you can see the shrimp feed production versus the installed capacity. Generally, February में stocking शुरू होता है. वहाँ पंजाब में तो लेट होता है क्योंकि ठंड ज्यादा पड़ती है. यहाँ तो जनवरी फरवरी से स्टॉकिंग शुरू हो जाता है. तो मई में पीक कंजम्पशन होता है. सो उसमें 72% कैपेसिटी यूटिलाइजेशन मई महीने में होता है. and then it will fall to as low as 22% in the month of December. जाड़े के सीजन में तो ऐसी कल्चर होता नहीं most of the places, but there are fortunately certain areas where ज्यादा ठंड नहीं पड़ती है, तो वहां पे because of that we have 22% capacity utilization. See this, most of the feed plants are in South India, तो वहां पे freight काफी ज्यादा लग जाता है. In West Bengal, the farmer has to pay 6% extra because of freight. Odisha 4%, Gujarat 5%. पंजाब में मेरे ख्याल से 8-9% होगा, काफी दूर पड़ता है ना. So that's why now our company has decided to put one feed plant in somewhere in the northeast, so somewhat it is nearer to the main market areas. Main hectares तो उधर है fish का, Odisha, West Bengal, northeast. No doubt बिहार, यूपी, पंजाब, हरियाणा भी fish culture हो रहा है, shrimp culture हो रहा है, लेकिन still the hectarage is much low for anybody to put up a proper feed plant there. So what are the problems being faced by the shrimp feed sector? Let us have a look. Reduced availability of fish meal in India, decline in quality of local fish meal, lack of availability of good quality animal protein sources, reliance only on local soybean meal due to restriction in imports by the government of India. See, in India, we cannot import soybean meal. It is banned by the government to protect the soya farmers. But because of that, I mean, India is one of the few countries where non-GM soya, non-GM soya is being cultured. GM soya is not allowed. So that's why it is so attractive. So many people want to import from India. उस चक्कर में यहाँ रेट बढ़ जाता है. The government import करने नहीं देता है, तो that naturally our cost of production is slightly higher compared to the other countries like Indonesia, Vietnam, Malaysia. There the government freely allows import. But वो लोग import नहीं करे तो उनका feed ही production बंद हो जाएगा. Whether it is aqua feed or whether it is poultry or whether it is cattle feed. So now what is the future of shrimp feed sector? Development depends on overcoming disease challenges, introduction of new lines of tolerant stocks for white spot virus and EHP. See, पहले तो we are using wild brooders tiger के जमाने में, and then Vanami came. Then we started importing brooders from the breeding companies, breeding programs, and most of them are in Hawaii, USA. So we got SPF, specific pathogen free brooders. Now there is more development. Now you get brooder which is specializing, you will get better growth. आपको या तो फिर you want more survival, तो more survival वाला आप brooder use कर सकते हैं, या तो फिर ज्यादा immunity वाला use कर सकते हैं. ऐसे अलग अलग टाइप के ब्रूडर्स अभी आ गए हैं मार्केट में. So that is one development. So if the domestic consumption reaches 20 to 30%, then it will be good for the seafood industry. So each one of you as a fishery student, charity begins at home. So you have to start eating more fish, more prawns, and you have to encourage your friends, your relatives to do the same. You have to encourage the general public through your Facebook account, through your LinkedIn, Twitter account. So you must have seen in my Facebook and my LinkedIn account, I frequently post different cuisines, seafood cuisines, different styles, just to educate people, just to tempt people to attract them towards seafood, whether it is fish, whether it is prawn. So each one of you should do that as a fishery student. It is your moral responsibility. So and COVID के वजह से नुकसान तो बहुत हुआ है, लेकिन थोड़े बहुत फायदे भी हो रहे हैं. ये कोविड के चक्कर में फिश का कंजम्पशन बहुत बढ़ गया है इंडिया में. फिश बोलिए, प्रॉन बोलिए. So many people started domestic marketing of fish and shrimp in all cities, small towns, big cities. And so they have their own apps. Then they do on WhatsApp groups, or even otherwise because of Facebook and LinkedIn, it's easy to give publicity now. Telegram groups, WhatsApp groups. So that is picked up like anything. बीच में लोगों को चिकन खाने से डर लग रहा था. That was one reason there was a swing in favor of seafood consumption. So that's a very good thing. There are so many famous brands you must have seen. In Licious करके एक है, Bangalore based company. They're operating in 4 or 5 major cities in India. Then you have Tender Cuts. And then you have Fipola, FIPOLA. You can see on Google. They're beautifully doing fantastic business. And that is also opening up new job opportunities for the fisheries graduates in the quality control section, in the marketing section. And like in between, I was in Chennai because my family is in Chennai. So our factory is in Vijayawada. So 45 days because of lockdown, I was working from home. So regularly I was ordering through Licious different varieties of fishes, ladyfish, pomfret, red mullet, Indian salmon, prawns, alag variety. So, and they give very good quality, very hygienically packed and home delivery, ready to cook. और क्या चाहिए? And उनके देखा देखी काफी मतलब फिशरीज ग्रेजुएट्स भी इसमें उतर गए अभी, which is a very good thing. We need to encourage that. So, in fact, one of my junior is doing a fantastic business, and he has a company called Fish Fanatics in Pune. You can search for that in Google. He has a website. He's doing fantastic business, and he's got a very good reputation also. And only he specializes only in seafood, all types of fishes, all type of prawns. ये जो Licious वगैरह तो ये सब कुछ बेचते हैं, मटन, चिकन, अलग अलग टाइप के फिशेस, प्रॉन्स, इट्स ऑल मिक्स, डजंट मैटर, कस्टमर को जो चाहिए वो देना है. यू कैन ऑलवेज प्रमोट सर्टेन थिंग, बट देन ऑल डिपेंड्स हाउ यू वांट टू प्रमोट. सो व्हाट डज द फ्यूचर से? Consolidation may take place in future, mergers and acquisition. Lot of foreign companies, multinational companies want to enter India because India is a very attractive market for them. Shrimp production 8 lakh tons per annum. Fish production is also growing at a very fast pace. So they all come here to sell. They also want to put up a feed plant. They want to sell the feed additives. So again, this is opening new avenues for the fisheries graduates. So immunity enhancing functional feeds definitely offers a solution, and it is becoming popular day by day because of these reasons, because disease is a very big problem for all aquaculture, whether it is fish or whether it is shrimp. Now coming to the markets, as a leading exporter, as a country, we need to have lion's share in EU market, European Union, which is the leading importer of shrimps with a volume of 8.64 lakh tons. Sorry. The exporters need to move up the value chain, that is by way of value addition, and then establishing distribution network in the marketplace in foreign countries. It is very expensive, but we need to do that. And we need to work on new markets as a leading exporter, need to establish the domestic market, need to establish cold chain. Processors should take the lead as they already have part of the cold chain with them. Now, let us come to fish farming. So what are the changes we are seeing in the fish farming? So though, if you compare in 2006, there was no proper pelleted feed, single fish group, only carbs culture, no diversification of species, no processed fish, manure-based system, low utilization of pond resources, and single market region for fish. All people are dependent only on West Bengal market, and they're using ice boxes for transportation. So today what has happened? Extruded and pelleted feeds are very popular. There are so many feed plants, and 2 fish species became 4. Those days we are depending only on major carps and Pangasius. Now you have जो रूपचंद बोलते हैं इधर आंध्रा में, what it is in English it's called paku. So people call it also freshwater pomfret. It looks like a piranha. It is not piranha actually. It's a herbivorous fish. So that is doing very well. There's good market. And then other changes, markets are getting diversified. Now all over India, people have started eating fish. So market has got diversified. They're not totally depending only on West Bengal or only the Northeast market. Pond productivity has improved. Processing for domestic markets has started, and lightweight EPS boxes have been popular. EPS is nothing what we call thermocol, expanded polystyrene. And then challenges for the fish production. One is high production of few species lead to price drop. Suddenly everybody will harvest at the same time. naturally price is bound to drop. Lack of hatchery technology for new species. Species diversification will help stabilize prices and expand feed usage. Still traditional methods, large ponds, no water exchange, no drainage, no bottom soil removal. That has to change. Quality of fish produced in such systems is inferior and customers react negatively, obviously. Lack of sound cold chain and distribution system for fish as a perishable product. Use of modern culture systems that use less land and less water yet to be adopted in India. Most of the above factors lead to a low farm gate price of fish, and India should aim at fish species and systems that get at least 120 to 140 rupees per kg farm gate price as a lower limit. And as upper limit, you should target for at least 250 to 300 rupees per kg. You have a number of candidate species. You have magur, you have singi, you have the climbing perch, anabas, and then you have so many you can do sea bass culture in freshwater, Asian sea bass, जो बंगाल में भेटकी बोलते हैं, that will fetch you 500-600 rupees kg at the retail price. The farmer will definitely get at least 300 to 350 rupees kg or even up to 400. Now our company is working on a sea bass hatchery as well as marl hatchery, snake head. वहाँ पे शायद पंजाब में सोल माछ बोलते हैं ना इसको, marl. That's
Yes, sir,
also very
sole.
expensive. हाँ, sole.
Very
That is
expensive,
almost
sir. Very well.
600, more than 600 rupees kg it will fetch in the retail market. Same thing with this magur, singi. So all these species now we already started working on that. We already in our own R&D ponds we have produced 100 tons of snakehead, and we will be going commercial in the next 6 months. Already we have the snakehead feed. So here you can see the picture of marl, snakehead, or what you call it as sole fish. Here this is the singi, Heteropneustes facilis. And here it is a tilapia. Tilapia is having vast potential for exports because it's one of the sought after fishes, tilapia fillet in USA and even in European countries. In fact, in Kerala, suddenly there is a rapid growth in the tilapia farming, and we have the number one brand there in Kerala. Tilapia culture has become like a cottage industry there. Every household will have a backyard in polythene tank, collapsible tank. They're doing RAS system with tilapia culture. So, and by the way, I think most of you must be knowing tilapia is the most widely cultured fish in the world. It's called as aquatic chicken. So, whereas in India, we have neglected this fish because of some dogmatic approach by certain government agencies. वो बोलते हैं इसमें क्या, it's weed fish, it will फैल जाएगा पूरा इंडिया में. वो तो 60-70 साल पहले जब इंपोर्ट किया तभी सोचना चाहिए था. अभी सब जगह में फैल चुका है. But that is a Mozambicus, which is not so tasty and not very profitable to grow. Now you have gift tilapia, which is having less spines, but it's very tasty. तो वो उसके बारे में भी अभी खैर इतना नहीं रहा है. Most of the government agencies are giving permission now, so it's very profitable to do tilapia farming. Our company has a tilapia hatchery for last 10 years. We are running near Vijayawada. It's doing very recently. We have gone for expansion also. We installed RAS plant there in the hatchery, and now we are going to put up a tilapia filleting plant very soon for export purpose. So this is the photograph of this extruder from Wenger Company, USA. It's very expensive and it is considered to be a Rolls-Royce of an extruder, and that gives us a lot of flexibility to produce different types of feed, right from 0.15 mm, that is 150 micron. We can produce hatchery feed from PL1 stage onwards. And so we are one of the few companies in Asia to have this model of from Wenger, a twin screw extruder. And that is the reason we could export to 12 countries. Last year, we exported 25,000 tons of shrimp feed, extruded shrimp feed to Saudi Arabia alone. This is a big project there. You must have heard the name. Originally, it was called as National Prawn Company. Now they changed the name to National Aquaculture Group. So world's biggest shrimp farm, 4,500 hectares, single farm. And they have, it's an integrated unit. They have feed plant, hatchery, process plant, everything in the same campus. It's a 1.5 hour drive from Jeddah city in Saudi Arabia. So we are very proud to have exported 25,000 tons. This is the 4th year we are exporting. And we had international competition from multinational companies like Skretting, CP. Still, we won against the global tender, and they are very happy with our performance. So fish feed, 1.55 million metric ton is the total installed capacity, and 684,000 tons was the quantity sold in the 2013. Today it has grown to 9.5 lakh ton, you can see, in 2020. So the installed capacity is 2.0 million metric ton today. So the fish feed monthly consumption pattern you can see. So it will be 10% of the consumption pattern you can see in the month of August, and then November also it will be 10%. So fish feed sector, let us see what all developments are possible. So development further depending on the scale up of production and scale out of operation. Processing of fish for domestic and export market. This is very crucial if we are to have sustainable aquaculture in freshwater. Then introduction of new species, sea bass, marl, and ornamental fishes. So there is very vast potential, very untapped potential is there for ornamental fishes, and this can be done all over the country. You don't need saline water. And in fact, today just I was sharing with Dr. Prabjit that we have a very important visitor from Bombay. He's a veteran in this ornamental fish business. So he's our consultant actually. So now we are launching some new brands for the export market. So we are working with him. So next time maybe we can arrange a interactive session with him. Second is the development of cage culture in reservoirs and open sea. Then introduction of enzyme coated feeds and introduction of high fat feeds for marine species. So what is this enzyme coating of fish feeds? To improve the performance, fish feeds can be coated with enzymes. Few factories have started conducting trials on pilot scale, and the limiting factors include selection of applicator, increase in the production cost evaluation related to protein percentage. That is something to do with the farmer mindset. The next is the farmer acceptance or the willingness to pay higher price, and also high fluctuation of fish price at domestic market. So this is generally suitable for high value species. You cannot do all these things with low value species like Pangasius or Katla Rohu. So what is the difference between shrimp and fish feed market? So basically in shrimp, the credit cycle or the crop duration is short, hardly 3.5 months. In fish, it is much longer. You have to wait for 7 to 8 months at least. Capacity utilization in feed mills, it is highly variable in shrimp feed and very stable in fish feed. The ingredient procurement is all local and partly local, partly imported. Fish feed, it is mostly local. Profit margin very high in shrimp, risk is also very high. Fish, it is low profit but assured income. That is the beauty. So just to summarize, India's aquaculture and aquafeed sectors are expanding and have long-term growth potential. Currently, both fish and shrimp sectors are undergoing a number of unique challenges, but will eventually overcome and continue to grow. Now, recently, our union government has launched a very attractive scheme, very lucrative scheme. They have declared 20,000 crore worth schemes for fisheries development. So this is a very good opportunity for all the fisheries graduates, because this has fueled growth of especially freshwater fish culture all over the country in a very big way. We can see that because our feed sales has multiplied manifold in the last 1 year especially. Feed industry can offer solutions to health issues, but the solutions cannot be substitutes for good farm management. So the sector has to focus on improving the sustainability of aquaculture practices. Quality of products need to be improved and new markets need to be developed. China and India can be the new and exciting markets. So thanks to all of you for the patient listening. Now coming to the career opportunities. See, this is the most of the mindset of our fisheries graduates I have seen. They want white collar jobs. They'll take fisheries BFSC degree just for the heck of taking some degree. Then they want to go and apply in banks, insurance companies, call centers. Fine, it's your career, your ambition, your wish. But then you have to choose what you want to become. You better stick to the core competency so you can have very good growth prospects. You can go abroad for MFSC or PhD. There also you have vast opportunities to get into the research field, to the teaching field. Then you have a lot of there you have different cold water species, salmon culture, trout culture in Canada, USA, South America, Europe, everywhere. And I feel very happy to see I'm connected with so many fisheries graduates who have settled abroad in Japan, in Norway, in Denmark, in Canada, in USA. They are doing very well in the aquaculture sector there. There are vast growth opportunities there as well, abroad as well as in India. Now, India, you have multifold growth in all sectors, whether it is shrimp culture, whether it is fish culture, whether it is hatcheries, or whether it is feed plants. There is a dearth of nutritionists in India, aquaculture nutritionists. It's a highly paying job. So you people should now, after BFSC, you can become specialized in fish nutrition, do MFSC with fish nutrition. There's a vast potential. Because our people mostly they want secure jobs, government jobs, state fisheries department, ICR. I have seen you may have nowadays तो security भी नहीं रहा, वहाँ भी आजकल pension भी बंद हो गया शायद, और कोई career satisfaction नहीं रहता है. तो ठीक है, अपनी अपनी मर्जी होती है भाई, जिसको जो चाहिए वो करे. लेकिन जो if you see for career growth and career prospects, corporate sector is best, private industry is best. So many fisheries graduates I have seen, they started their own fish farms, ornamental fish culture breeding units, ornamental fish trading, exports. They are multimillionaires today. One of my junior is there in Bombay, Rupesh Sakpal. His company name is Utekar Fisheries. You can search in Google or you can search on Facebook. He started with a small 200 square feet shop for ornamental fishes maybe 10 years ago. Today he is having 10,000 square feet shop in the heart of Bombay, and he is constructing public aquariums everywhere and doing fantastic business. I visited his facility from 2 years ago. I had posted some pictures also on the Facebook. And there is a vast potential for ornamental fish breeding, whether it is breeding, whether it is culture, trading, import of accessories, import of feeds. And many people, they buy ornamental fish feed from us in bulk. They'll do their own repackaging with their own branding, and they're creating their own brand. They're doing fantastic business. There is one gentleman called Christopher from Tuticorin Fisheries College. He has a company called Aquatic Remedies. You can search on Google. He is doing a turnover of not less than 30 crore rupees. So he doesn't have any own feed plant. He's just buying feed from different companies. He buys from us as well. He'll do very, very good, very attractive branding, and he's maintaining good quality. He's doing fantastic business. He's exporting to US, to European countries. So sky is the limit, I can tell you, without any doubt. Fine, this is all from my side. Now you feel free to ask any questions you have.
Sir, thank you so much. Sir, our head of the department, Dr. Miradi and Dr. Vaneet Inderkaur is with us. She was
Hello,
busy
madam.
with the counseling. So,
Okay.
so she came to meet you, sir.
Oh, so nice of her.
Good afternoon, sir. First of all, thank you and sorry, both.
No problem, no problem.
I was really looking forward for this webinar because you have agreed at such a short notice. So first of all, thank you so much. But due to our counseling schedule, I cannot join on time. So sorry for that. But Dr. Prabhjit told me that you being so kind that you agreed our request and you have today motivated our students. Like I have joined right now. So you were telling about the employment opportunities and entrepreneurship development. So really, sir, we are thankful to you. You will be inspiration for our students. You have motivated them. And I would like to share with the students that Mr. Sandeep ji, he is from Growell Group. I was going through your group when Dr. Prabjit told me that we are going to have expert lectures from you. So Global Group itself is such a big group and you are associated with them for so long and you are doing lots of research, development and many things in feed and even processing sector also Global is coming out. So today you have told our students regarding what is the importance of aquaculture feed, which is a very important sector. And truly, which you have mentioned in your last slide, that students should not restrict themselves only that for looking for jobs only. They should become entrepreneur. They should not be job seeker but job provider. So you are an example. Dr. Prabhat was telling me that you are yourself BFSC and MFSC in fisheries and now you are associated with the company. So thank you very much, sir, for today's session. And we would like to have a further collaboration in the form of sharing your expertise with our students as well as with our faculty and farmers. Thank you so much, sir.
Madam Evan sir has invited us to the factory along with the students. Sir was saying that it is I don't know why you people are taking your students only to metro cities and it is a loss for your students. You don't bring them to actual shrimp farming sector. Sir, we will work on this. And once this COVID aware, some batch we will definitely, I will be personally requesting our Dean Madam that you stand along with the students. I will visit you, sir. And you would have to host us all.
Yeah, no problem. Most welcome.
Maybe definitely after this pandemic will be over, we will really think for this because students will get that opportunity. Otherwise, they will never get to know what practically happening in our fishery sector and industry. So
exactly, seeing is believing. Once they see for themselves, then definitely they'll be convinced.
Hanji, yes, sir. Definitely. We will have long collaboration further also. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So, can we have questions?
Jitendra, you can put the students on, and if we can have some questions, if students are interested, we can have some questions from them.
Yes, sir.
Sir, Sachin is also there. You were searching for Sachin. Sachin is also there. Sachin, sir was asking about you. You can unmute yourself and unmute yourself and interact with sir.
Yeah.
Sachin, you unmute
Now
yourself.
students can unmute themselves and they can talk, sir.
Achha. Sachin, you unmute yourself.
Yeah, I unmuted. Hello.
Hi, Sachin. How are you?
Sir, I'm fine, sir. How about you?
Can you hear us?
Yes,
Yeah,
I can hear
fine.
You, sir. It is nice to see after a long time. Maybe last
Yes,
time we
yes,
met in Ratnagiri International Seminar.
Yes. Correct. True. So I
How
think
is it, sir?
Ludhiana Fisheries College is lucky to have people like Dr. Prabjit, Dr. Sachin, and you have because they have had a vast exposure to the industry as well as I think Dr. Prabjit studied in Thailand for some time.
Yes, sir.
And Dr. Sachin studied in China. So your gene pool is very rich.
Sir, thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, for your information, our faculty is very diverse, starting from Jammu Kashmir to Kanyakumari, you can say.
Okay, great.
Sir,
every kind of, so there is a mixed culture. So we are taking something and it is sometimes you also visit our college.
Definitely. I had visited long time ago. That time the college was not there. It was just part of Agriculture University way back in 2002 or 2003. That time Asha Dhawan madam was the head of department that time.
Yeah. Sir, actually university came in 2006 and our college was in 2008. Yeah. So now you should visit. Now we have our full setup.
Definitely. I look forward to, because we have a dealer also nearby Nabohar. We have dealer, and we did
Yes,
good
sir.
business there.
Sir, you will be very happy after seeing our facilities and our college. We are a small college in the infancy, but you will be really happy after seeing. We are working. We have a niche area. We had earlier a niche area excellence project. Sir, we have disease. I see this aquatic disease surveillance project. Sir, we introduced shrimp farming in Punjab in 2014 under niche area of excellence when I joined, having an industry experience, and we are giving technical support to the industries in collaboration, to farmers in collaboration with different industries. As you told, I had been invited a guest speaker for your grovel meat and all.
Yeah. It was very good presentation. It was highly appreciated by all the farmers.
Yes, sir. Once you join our college, you will be see after this COVID is over. It will be our pleasure, sir, to have you here.
Definitely, I look forward to visit you.
Students, any student who want to interact with sir, please, they can unmute themselves and please, and you should interact. Sir is a big inspiration, I told you.
That's why I quoted live examples of entrepreneurs.
He's a big
These graduates
inspiration.
have become
Speaker
entrepreneurs
also.
and who are
Because
multi-millionaires.
lot of students.
Yeah, please.
Sachin, we are listening. Continue,
Yeah.
please.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying that sir is very inspirational speaker also. We have first time I had him in 2006 because his colleagues have taught me courses, Dr. Shridankar, Dr. K, and my classmates have worked. My classmate Kapse and Nanda Phule have worked with you, if you remember.
Correct. Novozymes.
Pankaj Kapse, Sada Phule.
Yeah. He's in
And in
Africa
between,
now.
I have heard now and
He's
then
one
I have
of
heard
our
your
importers. Yeah.
in seminars.
Yeah.
And I know you very much from your from Novozymes. From that, I have seen your journey from Novozymes. I was in touch with you when in China also, sir.
Correct.
So I have seen you hard you have worked in this field and how you have developed this Grovel also since 2013.
Thank you. Novozymes is a world leader in enzymes and industrial microbes. They have more than 70% market share for industrial microbes and enzymes. So.
Yes, sir.
So, any questions from the students?
I think no questions.
Students, don't hesitate. If you have any query, you can ask. It is the time. It is for you only. If you have any query, you can ask. Okay, if no one have any question, so I would like to close the session with saying thanks to Mr. Sandeep ji. A very big thank, Mr. Sandeep ji, because you have given us so much of time in your busy schedule. We know that the area of the industry in which you are working, it is having a back-to-back workload. So thank you so much. And I would also like to thank Dr. Prabjit, Dr. Jitinder, because they both were behind organizing this webinar in such a short time. So thank you, Dr. Prabjit. Thank you, Dr. Jitinder. They have coordinated this session very beautifully. And I would like to thank our students also who have joined us. And again, I will say these kind of sessions are being organized for the students, and they should take full, you can say they should ask as many questions as they want. Whatever their queries, they should come forward and utilize this time. And I also thank our Dean Madam, Dr. Meera Yansal, who has given us free hand. She was always of the view that whatever is good for students, you should go ahead, make collaborations so that we can touch each and every field. So thank you, madam. Then I would like to thank our, you can say, IDP, NAEHP, the funding agency in which they have given us funds to organize this webinar. So at the end, thank you everyone. Thank you so much. So further also, Mr. Sandeep ji, as I have already said, we will have this kind of seminars, webinars, and once the COVID is over, definitely we are going to meet somewhere and our students are going to visit you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Already we are, my colleague, our GM Technical, Mr. Ravi Kumar is also conducting classes for your students.
Okay,
I think
sir.
Dr. Abhed Pandey is in touch with him.
Okay,
So
okay.
our Vice President Operations, Vice President QA QC, they have been conducting classes for your students for the last 10-15 days. So that is also going on parallelly.
Okay, okay. Yeah, he was conducting for infant training. He told me. Yes, yes, you were right. Sorry, I would like to add one thank. One of our research fellow, Miss Amandeep Kaur, she is associated with us under IDP project. So she was also doing all the arrangements, creating the Google form along with Dr. Prabjit and Dr. Jitinder and making all the certificates. So thank you, Amandeep. So I think we can close the session and hope to meet again very soon.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much, sir and madam, for giving your valuable suggestions.
Thank you.
So there's one announcement to the students. So please submit your feedback through the Google form, which is shared in the chat box. Thank you very much.
Before closing, I would like to suggest the students you can visit the Growell Feeds official page on Facebook as well as LinkedIn, and you can watch out for any openings. We keep advertising a lot of vacancies because we have 6 diagnostic labs all over the coast, and more are in the pipeline. And we have vacancies for our process plant, for the QC department, and for various departments. So you can watch out for the openings, as well as we keep on posting a lot of useful information and even otherwise about the promotion of domestic seafood. So you can visit those pages to get further information. Thank you.
Students should note that, as sir is saying, you should visit the official webpage of Growell. Everything is there. So whenever there is opportunity, one should apply. One should go for that kind of opportunities. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, once again, thank you so much, sir,
Thank you. My
for
pleasure.
agreeing on such a short notice, sir.
No problem. My pleasure.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Take care. Take care. Yeah. Bye bye. Thank you.
We can close the session, Jitendra, please.